Good evening, chat. Welcome back to the 6th week of the current ETF2L Autumn 2024 season, aka Season 48. We're going to be looking at a wonderful match tonight. It's going to be sammakot versus Garda Panteri. Probably some interesting playoffs implications for this one. Potentially a make or break game for both of these teams. But before I get ahead of myself, hey, I'm Cerny, joined by Stu on production and Dumptum on the mic. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Should be a fun one here. The teams are roaring to go, and so am I. I'm interested to see how this goes down. Like you said, it's been a turbulent season, and with a couple of weird circumstances in the last few days as well. There's a lot on the line in these games.
Yeah, I mean, anybody's game still for lots of these teams to make that fourth playoff spot, and both of these are trying their damnedest to get going straight away.
Immediately air shot there as well.
Oh, that's a good start, bud. You get it started right away. But either way, this could still be anybody's mid-fight. You know, we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit.
Two down each.
Positioning-wise, it's certainly looking a bit better for sammakot right now. They're finding the frags as well. Shappy, yeah, dangerously low, gets killed eventually. And Yalan, Juxta trying to buy a little bit of the ground for his team. He actually just gets the two? What the hell?
Well, there you go. I mean, there was maybe some discussion the last few weeks, you know, how the Frenchies are doing. One of them's doing pretty well.
Juxta's in his own, just as well as he needs to be. And despite everything, it's still a 1 mid anyway for sammakot, but they did lose seeds. Dios is going to have a massive ad here. And even with Bud going down trying to, you know, bully people off the point a little bit, they can easily get back into this. Garda can take this mid pretty handily, ideally obviously without using, but even if they got it, at least they can get the remaining players out. And yeah, they might have to. Tio's getting too much pressure on him there, Sills manages to get that force out of him. And crucially, they can't really chase anything with this Uber as well. Sills will be cleaned up and that's about it. So, decently played by Sama. They're gonna have a nice chance hold on second now.
Sounds good for them. I would imagine he'll drag this back around a little bit. Advantage on blue at least. Might allow for a bit of a re-entry here, if nothing else, but things finally slow down for a little bit. It's been 2 minutes of straight action so far. Respawn's coming in slowly but surely for the team on blue, and once they're there, it is go time once again. It's not any time to waste here if you don't want them to catch up on the Ubers anytime soon. Here's on 60 as the push starts to happen. Silver's trying to leave this in a little bit. Soldier from the flank also making some moves here, both of them together. Doing good damage, but not without resistance. There is Juxta once again. Clutching out a 2k, 3 down each total with that entry damage as well. A hard time getting in, but they busted through and just enough maybe to make this work without a demo man. They're liking their chances here on red, especially with Uber coming up. No one has used just yet. SNH gets the jump there a little bit on the 2. The player can't quite get the finishing touch going, unfortunately. That's the Uber coming through as well. Finally, someone gives into the temptation. Will pop the Uber there. Red Uber slightly earlier to end here, but maybe not by enough to matter. Soldiers once again lucky to get some good damage there as well. Like that chance, Sivs cleans up Bud as well. Great start to, well, the refight really here. Post Uber starting off quite nicely as well on black. Sitting in Victor actually has the Scouters backup, and they're taking the bait.
It worked out such a long, drawn-out fight, but ultimately, it looks like sammakot do come out on top. Yalan can't quite get anything done either. Will pay with his life, and they're going to keep it rolling forward. Get that second point as well. A bit of an ad. I mean, it's not much. It's not going to make a huge difference, but it's certainly going to prevent Garda from getting too aggressive either if they're feeling themselves. They're certainly still trying, but a bit forward. The rest of his team not far behind, but they can't block second for long. They got to go back to last. Got to set up some defenses because that Seeds Uber is now in play. It is ready, and again, well, no, they're going to want to take that lobby as soon as possible, take as much ground as they can, and maybe even move as quickly as they can here. With the defense is still only being built, I mean, there's a level 2 now, there's a Pyro defending it as well, but it's not denying a lot of ground in and of itself, that Sentry, so if they move quickly through the shutter or whatever they choose, sammakot has a chance to catch Garda here, but the longer they wait, the more time they have to set up defenses, and by now, it's starting to look like a pretty solid hold.
Certainly, there is some resistance here for what is maybe incoming, but I guess they realize as well, maybe not a quick and easy push here, take the time, especially now with the soldier going down. I Spy with my little eye as well, not quite, as Nature was still fairly far forward, and lobby there does not end up committing to too much there, just set up some funny forward trap. We've seen this many times, and sometimes people still fall for it.
Not this time around. I guess sammakot willing to take their time here. Juxta even checking. Any off-class shenanigans are in play, but probably not going to commit to that Spy himself. Gonna go back to that Pyro straight away. They're gonna try to do this the old-fashioned way. sammakot are gonna have to find their way to bust this hold that they have basically allowed to be set up. It's the what they've sown, they now need to reap by trying to get rid of that sentry somehow, trying to find a way for their soldiers to make some plays. Somebody go through water, maybe. Who knows what sort of shenanigans they get up to. Sylph's dying certainly doesn't make that any easier, though, and actually gives Garda a little bit of room to work with as well. Somebody could chase into lobby if they so desired. Obviously, it's not ideal, but they're just gonna wait. They're gonna run out the timer at this point, probably.
I mean, at the very least, that's the plan if they have to go that far. We'll see if sammakot makes a bigger mistake than losing a single soldier until then. Still their prerogative to get something started at the last point. Gully Wash does give you a lot of avenues, and you really do have to use them all at once, more or less, on this last point to get the best chances here to get something started. As Pyro does a gun, this sticks everywhere you can watch as an H. Feel some of those already. Lucky survives a little trap in the corner going river as well, but looks like the other scout doesn't fare as well. Corey in main, meanwhile, going down already, and with one down, they don't dare risk the second one as an H all the way back here too, but desperately trying to get some more extra damage out of this one as well from the other side in lobby. Not all of it quite working out together. Might be a stalemate, but there's still a lot happening here. sammakot well aware they need to take the chances. Garda just a step ahead of them so far.
Yeah, not really willing to risk too much with pushing out, obviously. It's not a great situation to be in either way, and you gotta deal with two players now going for one. SNH Black, the entire flank, actually pulling so much cap time as well, already pulling players onto the point, and one of them still living. SNH living for so long before finally getting cleaned up. Meanwhile, the chaos created is enough to divert attention from the sentry. Take care of that issue. Completely rid yourself of it. Now you just gotta make sure that you don't get chased out too far. A lobby as Bud, Juxta, and the entire team basically for Garda are carrying this momentum forward to second. Probably willing to go for the exchange here if they so desire, but at the very least, bought themselves quite a lot of time with that.
Well, we both know the ancient wisdom passed down through the generations by Cadus, I guess. Push equals big mistake. It looks like Garda realized as well. Maybe we shouldn't hang around for too long until something goes wrong here. If you get something immediately, maybe there's a good angle to work with as well. They didn't find a chance to get a kill, find a force or anything like that. So back home it is, and well, home is what you make of it, and SNH is making himself at home already.
Yeah, nice little start. Just picking up that sniper at the right time. Finds Yalin immediately, that Heavy not a problem to deal with anymore. Might open things up quite a bit here for Sylphs or maybe Black once he respawns as well. I guess Black dying does slow them down a little bit, but a pick onto Bud certainly equalizes it, and once more gives the sniper a little bit of room here, maybe an angle, but they're locking him down. Chappy, Yawn, everybody is on SNH's ass. They don't want him getting another one of those shots off. They don't want to risk anything as Corey has slipped into water. Once more gets out to the point, and
the snipe as well!
Oh my god!
That's how quick it can go on this map.
Pulls him out of cover with the snipe, for the sniper, and just immediately caps it off. That's so funny. Incredible.
Oh, there we go, that's one on the board as well, and it's an eventful day already here. Mind you, this is played at the same time as some other games as well, so the moment this game ends, we'll immediately see the table shifts all over the place too, across the entire division. This will be, after tonight, tables will look a whole lot different than they have been going into it.
Interestingly as well, this is actually crucial for forfeits. If
this is crucial for everyone, really, yeah.
But yeah, if sammakot takes home too many points, forfeits are going to have a much harder time to make the playoffs themselves. So we're going to have to see just how much they can keep themselves secured here, as they're losing this mid fight as we speak. I mean, they found Theos. That's a saving grace, I guess. It's a silver lining for what was a pretty shambolic mid fight. You keep your own medic alive, you have a chance to re-aggress afterwards, but you're certainly getting pushed back to your own, well, maybe even last at this point. There's a chance that they won't be able to defend second whatsoever. The spawner's still not there, finally getting up. Theos spawning as well, but Garda looks to have a pretty tight hold on the second for the time being. They gotta have to bully their way in here. It's not free for Sammo to come back, and SNH jumps straight into the sticky trap.
I mean, even with that, it's still a tough time really standing strong against. They had to give up already most ground they had on second to begin with. Getting back in is tough. You with the Uber, yeah, actually, that's surprising. Catch happy, lose double man right away. Oh, okay, well, Bot might still be caught as well. It's not a great Uber for sammakot, still 2 down. I mean, 1, I guess, died before, but even then they have to wait for the respawn here. Lost a couple going in with the Uber. Cannot get to Theos in the end. Really surprised it had to go down like that. I'm sure they're not happy about it either, but you gotta make the most of it as well. And when there's 3 down and mid for even just a little bit, you gotta just take your chance here.
And they're taking the chances with this mid push as well, but unfortunately for them, Theos is coming up on his own Uber, and Garda are going to be rearing to take this in as the best they can. At least the point flips colors here, it flips teams, so it's going to be a bit of a denial, a bit of a time bought for sammakot. Maybe enough for them to get their own Uber going again if they don't get cut off, as Garda's on the chase already. They are getting in deep with this. Mid's just being capped by a Soul Scout as they're already swarming second as well. Rearing to go, and still, you know, no Uber for seed, so it's not like they could have even tried to defend themselves if they wanted to, sammakot. They gotta set up on last, they have to hold this, and suddenly, just one round later, they're in the completely flipped positions and have to hold last themselves.
Well, good news for Garda. There's maybe a chance for the comeback here with even Uber. They still have to work on it, but we've seen a second ago, it can go very quick, and oh boy, are we testing our luck here. Yalan getting half a point already capped just like that, and any further chance suddenly becomes a lot more desperate to defend. Here on the side of the blue team, do get rid of the player under. Yon goes down as well. Still a bit of fighting in the lobby here. Looks like Bart might just about escape there with some backup in the end. No major scuffle ensuing out of that one too much in the end. And with that, setting up the defense once more. Still want to keep your eyes on point. I mean, that's still a lot of cap that the scout just got. Can't have that happen again, but I mean, why not do what worked for the other side, right? Pick up the sniper, get the guy on point. Maybe that's once again the idea here.
I mean, Yalan did die early, so he is obviously the right choice to pick up the rifle as he tries to find himself an angle, perhaps. He's being cautious. I don't think they know about it yet on the side of sammakot, necessarily. I don't think I saw anybody spy checking, sniper checking, anything like that, so there's a good chance he's still got the element of surprise here as well. Unfortunately, not anymore. Sills just waddles right into him and 2 rockets him down completely. Gets traded out in the end, so, you know, it's still kind of even at the end of the day, but a sniper play is certainly thwarted for the time being, and still a little bit of cap time on the point makes these sammakot players a bit more paranoid than they perhaps even need to be. Lots of pressure from water certainly does that as well. Jon and who's that? The other scout, Juxta, I guess, down there, just having a good time. They do find Chappie, crucially, managed to bait him out. Juxta walks into a sticky trap as well, and this is opening up very nicely, very quickly for sammakot to actually get out.
Maybe so, but I mean, how desperate are they about this right now? It doesn't feel super urgent just yet. That's some really good damage to the bottom. The heals are not enough. Theos doesn't have the time to switch to arrows there, but really needed to for the sake of the soldier. Still, it's buying time, and especially now with the one little bit of damage resulting in a kill, actually really could kill the Sivs. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, they're just gonna have to wait on their own last. But if you up around, that's certainly much better.
Yeah, we have a quick pause as well.
Less undesirable, and we are indeed heading into a pause. Interesting.
Well, this is maybe a good moment to recap as well. What other games are happening right now, and what's the situation as well. This is one of those rare nights in TF2L where everyone's playing the team directly below them in the table. First is playing second tomorrow or something, and then from then on down, everyone just plays 3 against 4, 5 against 6, 7 against 8. So everything's gonna come up to be a really close finish tonight. And those games, 2 of those 3 other games that are going on this week are happening right now, and by the looks of it, are pretty close. So anything can still happen in those games in a moment's notice. I think rounds have been scored in both. I think it's a 1-0 for SKEDDA, and it's 2-1 in the other match for the Frenchies right now, for fans, who obviously, if you weren't aware, did not play last week because Bushman scheduling, I guess.
Yeah, they just couldn't figure it out. I mean, maybe they're confident in their chances. They didn't need those points anyway to make playoffs or anything. I guess it's going to be an interesting ticker to keep up to date with. But that was a short pause. Looks like whatever tactical talk they wanted to do or whatever ping issue they had was solved rather quickly. And we're seeing Garda once more mount a bit of a forward push. Yalan picks up another little snipe there onto Sills. This time around he wins that duel and puts on a lot of pressure onto this point play as 2 players again try their luck. Corey manages to ear blast him off this time around as Black's there as well to just try and deny. There's so much ground to cover for these sammakot players. They're stretched very thin. And Corey even gets taken care of as well. The Chappie just manages to nail that pipe down. Yalan's still alive below the point, and the Uber gets forced out of seeds as well. This is going disastrously bad for sammakot all of a sudden. Theos might find himself in a little bit of danger as well. It still slips through the lobby, but gets cleaned up eventually. Nothing to worry about there. Just a little bit of healing to be done, and it's looking like a great chance for Garda to maybe mount a bit of a push here.
Might even happen in a universe where Juxta got more involved on point as well, but I mean, they got the force, and that really should be good enough for teams to this caliber here. Do send the snapper back as well, just to make sure they have the time now, luckily, to send the guy back and switch class real quickly. Scout will certainly be on last in no time, and then back, it goes into last point, make sure, yeah, that gun gets spammed early, even if it's not down by the time you go in, as long as it's, you know, one-shotable the second you turn the corner here, that's good enough already. Force him to go heavy right away here. Scout under, soldier under as well, as the rest of the team runs over the point. That's some good damage. Demo man down, and the rest of the team just cannot catch up through the rotation and spawn in time. Nice stuff there by Garda, and suddenly it's anyone's game.
Yeah, they just take care of Derpy immediately, the only person really defending the point, and you just stack it. After that, nothing to worry about. Everybody else is in spawn, easily snatched right from beneath sammakot, equalizing the round, and 16 minutes left to go, so plenty of time for either team to still put down some more rounds before the map happens to run out below us.
And would you know it, both other games at the same time got around 2, so we'll see who still has playoff chances by the end of tonight as well. Things are heating up in this week 6 fixture set tonight as well. Big damage by the Blue Soldiers in this game, however. Let's focus what's at hand here. They are not done yet on sammakot. Lost a round. They're not happy about it. Come out swinging on this mid-fight. Brutal stuff. Brutal efficiency from sammakot as well. Do not, however, get the medic. All that early damage not on the mat. Unfortunately for them, still a big momentum swing here off their own last. Straight into maybe opponent's last already here, peeking certainly for a bit of gun spam as well. Soldier and River does not commit though, so we're gonna take a little bit more time, but gun down again, but taken care of here. They still need to wait for the second point, but it's still scary times for Garda.
Yeah, they're struggling to just set up a defense at this point, so almost picking up a frag onto Shappy as well. Sills managing to not quite clean that one up, and a bit of denial finally gets these pesky, aggressive sammakot players to leave the last point alone for the time being. Gives Garda a bit of time to get themselves situated. Maybe even, you know, try some cheeky offcuts themselves as Juxta decides much rather to pick up the rifle and walk out of spawn. He's actually going to be forward in lobby here. See if he can catch somebody. Not quite the angle you'd usually expect, but...
Did we ever find out what the pause was for? It didn't have ammo for that to track, so... But I can tell, you don't want to defeat apparently.
Yeah, Bud just called it, and then they were paused for about a minute, and now everything's fine again, so Lord knows what that was. Maybe
I guess Bud had to get the delivery food in, I guess, or something, who knows, but whatever the case.
Works
then,
out.
It's been still close enough, yeah, so back to the last all this Pyro Engineer. You've seen this plenty times already. Denying shot a good defending gun, also good as well. Does, however, not reflect sniper bullets, and that might come to haunt him a little bit here as well. That's a quick one.
Yeah, that's gonna make the healing that sentry a lot harder because you can't repair it when there's no NG around, so that's taken care of as well. Opens up a little bit of ground for Silves to maybe try get in here. Unfortunately, Pyro right-clicking can still deny you every round you would want.
People on point,
oh my god! Enough. One soldier couldn't defend 2 people, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, that was a really nice jump by Black. Really easy to mess it up in that situation as well. Get caught somewhere in the middle, but gets in clean on point, forces him to cast that, hits good damage and the scout from the other side at the same time. One over point, one under. Couldn't take care of both in time as well. Good timing. sammakot will be letting have some good times from here on out. Maybe once again a lead for Blue.
And they pick up another quick round again, but obviously it's not the be-all end-all. We saw Garda clap back just as easily before, so depending on how they handle this mid, it could very well happen again. That being said, they do lose Shappy straight away. Even if they trade out for 2 on the other side, that demo lacking so early means so much damage is lacking. Theos just gets completely flanked as well, caught off guard. Again, a saving grace. We've seen this last, 2 rounds ago, much rather, out of sammakot. They do lose the mid, they do find Theos though, and Shappy being dead means it slows down this second push a little bit as well, as they can't really do much on Garda now. They can't really commit to the point too much. They simply don't have the heals, they don't have the damage at range to deal with people up on that high ground, and just like that, sammakot managed to hang on to their second, and obviously with this full Uber in tow, may very well find themselves pushing mid momentarily as well.
Building on mid here, whatever they can with Uber, they really have a lot of catching up to do, however, and that might be a little bit too much time, in fact, as well. The soldiers will try to get some damage out of it. Does not end well for Yawn. Catch that guy early, but like this was really leave the have one more surprise behind, and that's enough actually. Yalen out of nowhere finds their way up to seats, and all of a sudden that Uber still comes out. Costs them 2, which does not bode well for their position on second, especially since they still just don't have, and they don't want to give up everything. Black almost just sneaks up behind them, but they maybe were a bit more aggressive from the other side as well. Could have been something, but they, I guess, played it conservatively here. Try to get the combo out in the face of an upcoming Uber, but still double down surprisingly. Actually, said he has an H. Tries to still sneak in there as well. That's surprising given that the rest of the team just did not believe in that push really.
I guess he managed to find himself behind enemy lines, might as well make the most of it, but it didn't happen when you're going against 4 people and they eventually turn around, so what can you do? That's how it goes. Crucially now for sammakot, they're bleeding some points, but keeping that Uber going very quickly. Seed's building like a mad lad with his scouts here, more specifically with Corey, and it's been working well. They're gonna have that Uber ready for second in no time, and it's gonna be harder for Garda to make their way forward once more. They also got SNH in the forward spawn sniping a little bit, but doesn't quite line up the shot there, and maybe they're aware of that as well now, considering how maybe careful they want to be with Victor. Jan escaping by a hair as well, just somehow managing to get out of that, and it's looking like it could develop into a bit of a second stalemate between these 2 points, which obviously, again, doesn't really favor Garda that much when they're down around, but they got plenty of time to work with still.
Any time wasted this time, they are not getting back anymore at this point as well. sammakot, I mean, they have plenty of reason to take the time here, just only go with good options for now, have the sniper do the work that they can. Bomb gets pretty close to Seed still, in fact, hits one really good rocket there as well, but between 9 headshot against, I think, a scout, and that soldier still getting taken down on time, all is well. On the blue side of things right now, as they take another peek. Body shot, good enough. Juxta far away from the beam, does not have a buff anymore, and Sylphs is in with that as well. Looks to see what's up on the midpoint a little bit here as well. Good damage towards Yawn. Black doubles down, takes the space. The weak soldier opened up as well. Another body shot as well. The rest of the team doing so much damage. Choke. And we just shoot the same guy as everyone else. And all of a sudden, there's Weaver out of the equation as well. No one really far in anymore as well. They just kind of caved into the pressure and gotta. There's not much they can do here anymore. Lucky kill onto Sylphs. Just believe maybe to get another kill there. Overextends a bit. Not a huge problem, you would think. Still gotta be careful as well, because I mean, look at that, but lurking below.
Yeah, he does sneak himself in, and he does actually get the force out. Eventually, does manage to make Seed's right click. Didn't quite believe in his team protecting him. Maybe it was another rocket coming towards him, but it's enough to give Garda another breath of life here, perhaps another chance at actually coming back at this, because otherwise things were going to be looking a bit more dire than they do now. Even if no Ubers are in play, they have a better percentage if they can keep Theos alive, and more importantly, if Theos can keep his team alive, they can certainly stabilize on second and potentially roll this forward into mid as Bud comes back up to meet up with his team. And crucially as well on the side of sammakot, they still have SNH on the sniper. Now he's been hitting shots, but he is missing in fights, and if this Uber comes in early enough, he won't be doing anything. He won't be denying any ground or picking off anybody, so he either gets a lucky shot or just happens to aim at the right person that isn't shiny, or he's basically going to be useless in an upcoming fight. In exchange, even more so if it actually comes to that, which it looks like Garda are willing to wait for at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one and really getting space. Like you said, sure, the sniper is bad once you're in, but getting to that sideline has been proving troublesome for them already. They're not liking their chances here, but as you mentioned already, when the last third of the game, time is running out to play it safe at this point. It's all on Garda to start slightly get more risky with their decision making, maybe. You really got to be careful about that. Very easy to just, you know, ask for too much and just mess up so much that suddenly you're losing more and more rounds all of a sudden. Gotta tread with care here. They're not overextending for anything silly just yet into this point, but they're on the back foot both on round scored and on the map control, and sitting back against the sniper is just inviting SMH to take more pot shots.
And even if not, it gives them so much ground to just get in for free, right? Somebody like a soldier, Silver Black, can just slip in so much more easily. They're not being spammed out of a doorway, and maybe get a cheeky bomb off or something like that. A little bit of backup, and suddenly you've got a nice distraction out of that as well. It's very, very dire. I mean, they're respecting SNH a lot, which is fair. Pro is an absolute menace on that sniper from time to time, so I can't blame him, but perhaps they're giving him a little bit too much ground to work with, right? They're giving him too much respect. A little bit more aggression out of just holding these corners closer or something like that could potentially help Garda here as well to just bust this somehow. At the end of the day, they are defending, but they're also the ones still.
We're not hitting. Okay, well, it is still a kill. That was a very wide open Victor. He just didn't really have an angle to see the medic going in as well. That was by all means a bomb that could have easily forced medic had he a bit more side around the corner there. But the guys holding choke gave the soldiers so much space to work with. And like you said, they're just really afraid to contest closely right now, and that's allowing chances like this, and the more they are like that, eventually one's gonna just break.
Especially when you're down, like you're down around, you're defending, even though you should be trying to make moves out of your own second. It's a tough situation. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but they have to make the moves. The ball is in Garda's court. They have to move. It's do or die time for them. 7 minutes left is certainly enough to get around. Ideally 2, obviously, if they want to avoid a golden cap as well. But they gotta start moving if that's the case. And respecting the sniper too much, letting Black just slip into lobby like he did is also not gonna make it any easier. SNH somehow living anyway. Yalin actually gets getting caught by the sticky trap as he tries to turn the corner. It's such a nasty combo. They're just gonna go for the exchange. They're gonna opt for it. Fair enough. Can't blame him. They got impatient. It's gonna be a lightly better Uber for sammakot. And crucially enough, they still have a soldier in behind just chilling. I don't think anybody on Garda is really aware of it whatsoever, that guy is just chilling back there. And this is gonna be some chaotic plays coming up for sammakot potentially.
See what Black can do from the back lines. Enable something already have. Okay, they're actually playing 2v1 in the back as well. Have one more guy double down, as you so commonly see through big door. After Soda and Scott on back, and suddenly there's just a whole line of players just contesting from the big door shutter area, making it really hard to go anywhere at all. You can't really fall back anymore. Where you go, you have to go forward to get back to where you want to be, but is that really going to work? Seeds is getting bombed already. Maybe it is working chaffy with some beautiful follow-up damage, but still, there's the 2 players in the way of safety. That's not proving all too easy, but maybe doable enough here. Yalin cleaning up of what the rest of the team delivered. sammakot, it felt like a very winnable fight for them as well, but the Mac getting caught so early. Big shots by Sylphs. Tries to turn his back around, and you know what? Everyone loses tonight, I guess. Both teams losing every single player.
Somehow, someway throughout all of that, SNH even hitting a shot in that fight as well, making himself useful. As I was gonna say that sniper wouldn't do much, but turns out he did, and we're basically just resetting the whole situation. The timer
We're about
of the
to
round,
reset the round, yeah.
Yeah, the round is ticking down, and at this point, it might just be advisable for Garda to let it happen. Go back to another mid-fight instead.
One more time as well. 5 minutes on the map.
Yeah.
After that, this is the only time this can happen.
Oh, nice little bomb on the steals.
We
He
still
does
get the med kill for the logs.
does get the kill. It's on the logs. That's what matters. Doesn't matter if it stalemates right after. There you go. Good enough for Black. But yeah, we're going to a round reset. Another opportunity, a final opportunity really at this point for Garda to bring themselves back into this game. They need another round if they want to take home any points out of Gully Wash. And they haven't been looking dominant, at least they haven't been looking in control so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is the situation of the game where they have to start being the initiators, and what sammakot actually bringing the pressure quite a bit more so as well. Just now really just fumbling the back a little bit on just a bit of positional mistakes there in that final second. Very threatening position they allowed themselves into there on Garda's second point. Back to which we go. Maybe a start from neutral will do them some good here. Certainly starting off pretty solid here as well. Soldier Scout down early. One more high bomb comes through. Fios does get caught by that. Everyone just catching the guy in the skies too late. But at least they're cleaning up big time enough to claim positional advantage out of the mid-fight. Still, with people on their hands, it's gonna be tough. Oh no, the jump away. All things. One more attempt? Nah, no way. Man's already back in spawn now. And losing players late here could be actually really bad. It allows them to take mids back so much easier, actually.
But was chasing that with a pickaxe for so long and then just gets sticky jump killed. That's
Look, I've
honestly
seen
just
people do wonders with melee weapons this season, so why not just try, you know?
It can work. I certainly don't blame him for trying. Unfortunately, he didn't, and it's gonna put perhaps Garda on the back foot a little bit. Shafi gets picked up early. Nice bomb in, and that coordinated damage, but oh my god, they're just shredding them. I mean, they used their Uber for it, sure, but it doesn't really matter unless Seeds dies right now, which he does. Mind you, Yawn does manage to clean up that damage, but is it enough? They still wipe.
They were so slow to deal
eventually
with Yalin. They knew exactly the guy was hiding behind rock. That took so much time to deal with that.
It's curious. It's curious. sammakot's still in control for now, but they're gonna have a disad now, actually. Dios is gonna have about like 30% on Seeds at this point, so it's gonna be interesting. It's certainly still anybody's game. Oh my god, it's still Garda still has a chance. Say it like that. Phrase it a bit differently. Have a chance to come back into this. They have to start moving. They have to start actually making the plays. They have to start catching these bombs.
Fios down again.
Fios dying again.
Instantly bombed by Yawn in the sidelines here, but stopped mid-air by this got beautiful stuff by SMH and Corey.
Yeah, it's falling apart, isn't it? It's falling apart a little bit for Garda. They're just letting Black slip through on the flanks so often. They don't have the doors shut down.
I mean, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, right? Like a couple minutes ago, I said, like, it's not quite time yet to get too desperate about chances. This is where they are getting this desperate, and this is where the mistakes are.
Yeah. It's falling apart a little bit. Obviously, this is a very nice, easy round now for sammakot off the back of that. Make it 3-1. Probably secure themselves. Gully Wash that one. I'd be surprised if this wasn't a GG at this point. It certainly is feasible if you really tried. Put on like a round at least for Garda, but that would just be consolation prize at this point. So
yeah, I mean, this is on very much on track, like you said, for a well-deserved win for sammakot as well. It's a little bit more gaming left to go, but looks like they're gonna try to have some fun about it. He's on Crits Creek. We'll see if A, the vet lives the midfight first of all, but also if Alex can deliver after that point.
And the Bud Sniper. Now that's a new one. The Bud Sniper to mid, certainly seeing if that's going to make anything happen. The first frag goes to Theos. As Sills gets traded out. And alright, they're actually finding somehow, some way in this mid fight. They seem to be doing at least something on the side of Garda. They're still not winning any ground, but they are winning the frags, slowly but surely. They found Derpy as well, even if they lost their own Chappie. It's Corey versus the world, and Chokewell KSNH is there as well, to be fair, but he's got a scout on the beam against him, and it doesn't matter, because all he takes is a 1-0 meat shot onto Theos, and that cleans it up anyway. So, after all of that, still somehow, some way a 1 mid for sammakot in a weird roundabout way, even if it doesn't matter.
Oh, I've heard so much about Bud Bomb. Let's see if the Bud Sniper Legacy can get started here tonight, maybe.
This is the new era. The dawn of a new era. This is where he collects all the clips. It's the clip farm.
Producer, please stay on the Bud Sniper camp for the next 60 seconds straight, thank you.
They have the Black Sniper on the other side as well.
Oh, never mind. Actually, my idea immediately out the window. He is the first one to die in the streak. I guess we saw it from victim POV right there.
Good enough, I suppose.
That's the Bud Sniper Legacy movie, I guess. Peter get on it.
He's a bit of a beacon, a decoy, so to say. He attracted the crit sticky. Oh well, look, that's it's GG's. They already called GG at the start of the round, so it's pretty telling. Sammakot, we're in control for most of this map.
Is Bud in the game? Who knows, really?
I mean, that's a nice shot. Another nice shot onto Black as well. When they don't matter, he hits them. When they don't matter at all, these shots, he gets them, huh?
I usually like they're winning right now, but I mean, this actually losing even more, actually, so...
Yep. It didn't matter. But hey.
Well, yeah, it was a close... This is one of those games, we've seen it many times, where I keep talking about it. It's like one of those games where some team just reaches the breaking point and then the other team just runs away with it. And like, with like 8 minutes to spare, sammakot was just untouchable, I felt like, at that point.
Yeah, like it was close for a while, for the first little half, so to say, of the map. You know, Garda were putting the fight up, and then they started crumbling. I guess somebody on the flank just let somebody slip through one too many times, kind of didn't feel like putting up the fight anymore or something. Having a bad day, whatever it may be, whatever excuse you want to come up with, but they lost it about 15 minutes in, and it just started snowballing for sammakot from there. That being said, it might just be a map issue as well sometimes. You never know, right? Maybe Garda just not feeling confident on Gullywash this season. Who knows?
I guess you could say this season, but historically they've been okay on this map. They had some good days for sure. sammakot just won up some very impressive stuff from him. I mean, we said it a couple times now, it really just comes down to just a ton of game control on sammakot. They were dictating how this match was going to get played. Garda had a couple chances to counter, but really few and far between in the end, especially later down the line. So, by all means, if you replay one like this in playoffs potentially, then, I mean, I feel like I know who's going to win it if it comes down to another Gullywash game between these two.
Certainly. Being said, I doubt they can both make playoffs at that point.
I feel like it's getting tough out here. Yeah, that's what 3 points now to sammakot, catching up. In fact, tied at 12 now.
Yeah.
Worth mentioning, however, one of the other games has finished right now on the map 1, which is for fans who did, by the looks of it, very confidently win on their game as well. 5-1.
Okay.
Over DTR, which is also catching them up with everyone else at 12. Anytime soon. No, not quite yet. I guess they're 10 right now. They can get to about 13 if they keep it up from here.
Yeah, it's getting tight for that 4th playoff spot, because I'm pretty sure the first 3 are locked in, right? There's no way Mandem, Nuke Panzer, and SKEDDA aren't making playoffs at this point, I think. It's be very surprising if SKEDDA at least don't make it.
Well, you want to know something about that?
I guess it's mathematically possible they don't, but...
Okay, what would have to happen for SKEDDA to not make playoffs? Would it have to involve them losing tonight?
I feel like they would have to lose both of their matches.
Because I have some news for you in that regard.
There's no way.
I see Team Red final score 2 and Team Blue final score 3 in front of my eyes.
So they actually lost the map to Pepis Pizza Party.
So nothing set in stone yet tonight, and Garda really needs this win as well. There is a lot riding on this Metalworks map.
Wow.
For like everyone involved except for, I think at this point, DTR.
Yeah, I think DTR are the only ones that can count out for the playoffs.
They had to win, and even then they could have gotten 17 max, which, I mean, technically doable, but I don't actually know if the matchup spread works out in their favor.
Fair enough. Well. It's anybody's game. I suppose there are 2 slots possible after all, and if Garda can take home some points, it's certainly a good chance for them to do so, because I'm pretty sure their last match this season is going to be a tougher one, right?
Let
They're going to be
me
Mandem.
fact check. Garda and
Mandem next
sammakot.
week.
Oh,
That's
ooh.
Mandem for Garda next week, so it's going to be a real tough one. If they don't take home any points here, they might be screwed, actually.
Mandem, for the uninitiated, haven't lost a map yet. Obviously, have to play the closely behind them second place upcoming this week as well, tomorrow, I believe, on Thursday. So that might still have a chance to change, but even then, I mean, if they haven't dropped to anyone but maybe second place, any points there, that's going to be a tough time for anyone else to say, actually, we're also that good all of a sudden. Garda have done weird things like this in history, but not against Mandem, I don't think so.
Yeah. They can be a bit of a dark horse, the underdog team that just gets a random upset every once in a while. But at least I think this season they haven't been looking up to that form as much, right? I think in past seasons we've seen Garda a stronger iterations perhaps of the team that just somehow had that status. This season, on and off, right?
Sometimes you just clutch, and sometimes you get clutched on. And tonight,
yeah,
we'll see which side of the spectrum they on. Yeah, it really wasn't a clutch, to be honest, right? It was largely pretty confident, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which is concerning into a different map. Because like you said, sometimes it comes down to map difference. Maybe Gullywash at the moment not their strong suit as well. And Metalworks is a map I believe a lot of them do like on Garda for what it's worth. But, I mean, with a difference that large just now, it is do or die, pretty much.
It's hard to say much about how the chances of Garda shake out here. Perhaps we'll see them completely different on this map. Perhaps things will turn around very much so, but if you saw that last map, it's hard to argue against sammakot probably running away with it again, right? Yeah. It seems unlikely.
For what it's worth, even after not even showing up for a week, 4Fans is keen to catch up again, right? Yeah. They're getting the full suite of 6 points tonight potentially, and then it's another team at 13 all of a sudden. And yeah, like you said as well, sammakot potentially winning this game is actually really good news. Or at very least starting with Vitar already, at least Garda, the team with more points, not getting even more is just good news as well. Be this a tie or just a 6-0 win for sammakot, it's not impossible to catch up for 4Fans at that point. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, in a week's time, they're playing against one another, and if the gap isn't bigger than 6, 4Fans can catch up still. Yeah,
this is basically what it shakes out to be, is if sammakot take home extra points here, they're just going to make it a bit harder for 4Fans. They're going to make it a bit easier for themselves next week if they take home enough points against 4Fans. Otherwise, they're going to put themselves in a tougher situation. They're going to be,
and honestly, a team that decided not to play a week would be making playoffs. It's a very funny prospect, to be fair.
Yeah, also, they've basically tied like almost every match they did this season. So, surprising. Anyway, we're getting started. The players want to play Metalworks, and we are looking at the second map. sammakot in blue, Garda in red once more. Seeing if Garda can find their way back into this match, find some points tonight, or if sammakot are taking home at least the full 5, if not full 6, from winning both maps. As the soldiers go off, immediately Black's going to be the first to fall, trade out for Yon on the other side. And just more chaos unfolding as the mid-fight takes its toll. Bud going to be the next to fall. No soldiers now for the side of Garda. No bombs going to be happening. And if Sills can get back up, he perhaps has a chance to turn things around a little bit for just that soldier difference as SNH gets taken care of. And they're not finding much ground for the side of sammakot, surprisingly. Garda have that point of control for now. Sills tries to bomb, but the scouts have his number for the time being. And he's got to settle for Shappy. Just barely managing to clutch at that kill, and TF's actually getting forced out of that as well. I just noticed. They go pretty low with that, I suppose. It's gonna be an exchange in the end, but it's much better for Seeds. And they're just gonna try to get out themselves as well.
I mean, not really, actually, right?
Guess,
they can't keep any ground. They know there's a guy behind they want to take care of first, which is good to have done, I guess, in hindsight, right? Lost a lot of space here, but with player advantage now, it might not be that bad idea to get back in here. One soldier down on the other side as well. Look at that. Turns out you were right. There's one more bomb coming though. One last surprise. The soldier gets in here and we're hitting his rockets from the sky bomb, back from Bud Sniper to Bud Bomb. It works all the same. Medic down once again here, and suddenly, well, fortune turned around twice over on this mid-fight, and it's not over yet. Sills goes down as well. Somehow that kills Shappy. Was it his own pipe?
That was his own roller, yeah. He died to his own roller.
That would never have happened with stock grenades, just saying.
Yeah, that's just why maybe Iron Bomber is inferior after all, and that's kind of making it fall apart a little bit for Garda. I mean, Theo's eating a lot of damage, not being going to be able to be too aggressive with his team. They still eventually take control back of mid. They wrestle it from the jaws of defeat just ever so slightly. But it's going to be harder for them to get forward here as well. Shappy's still just spawning, making his way back to the team. We're still waiting on another spawner with Yawn now coming up as well, so it's going to be slowed down ever so slightly. Seeds is going to be only down about 30% by the time Theos gets here, maybe only 25%, so it's not that I've got much of a window to work with in these Uber differences, and sammakot certainly aren't being too keen on being too aggressive while waiting for that Uber either, as Bud gets picked off for being too eager, and even if second will flip colors here, it won't stay like that forever, probably, as Black already slips in. Nice little rocket onto Theos, no second one to follow it up with, though, as no Uber gets forced that time around.
Back to the last 10 minutes ago, we've seen this before, but not having that funny little angle from under the point to the capture area will significantly change, I think, how easy it will be to play towards the last point here entirely on Metalworks. The sniper still comes out the same. Forcing people to go into the sideline would be a whole different story.
Have a chance here. Yallen is a bit of a menace on that sniper from time to time, so hits those shots. The first one to open up against Black immediately certainly opens up that far side here for maybe Yawn to make some space now. And unfortunately, Juxta gets picked up by the sentry, but at least they take down the sentry eventually, even if Corey counter snipes, immediately takes care of two, and just opens things up so much more for his team here, and maybe even just himself as he walks forward. Another headshot wrong. Oh, was that just crits out of an H kill and Bud? I don't know, but I heard something critting before Corey died. Does it matter in the end? Not really. It's not like they're gonna push out sammakot, so they're gonna just stay on last. But they're doing a mighty fine job just holding off whatever Garda want to throw at them right now. No Ubers exchanged yet either. They're really trying to just wrestle themselves to a bit of an advantageous position here on the side of Garda somehow. The sentry's still only level 2, so there is an opportunity perhaps if they move quickly, but taking their sweet time.
Yeah, and time they still have at least for a little bit, right? 3.5 minutes is not nothing for now, but gotta find some success here somewhere along the way. These off classes don't make it any easier, but they have chosen once again to just play it special. Oh. Bomb comes through, perfect timing on the gun, getting leveled up as well. You'll love to see it. 3 go down for that. In hindsight, maybe just have taken 1, but can't argue with success there. They got exactly what they wanted.
Shappy unfortunately dying to a headshot by Corey obviously isn't gonna make things much better. He didn't really contribute to that pick at the end of the day, or much of that sack play onto the force, but you know, results don't lie. They've got it now. They managed perhaps to leapfrog this a little bit. Obviously sammakot are gonna take themselves that second cap and immediately back out, so it's gonna be on Garda to convert this very much so, very quickly into a successful last push, because this is the prime opportunity they have. Seats is already building so close. They have to get onto this team immediately, get on that point somehow, take care of anything you can, leverage whatever you can, because that Uber is going to be played for Seats now. It will turn into an exchange. It's going to be a much better Uber for the side of sammakot, as well as Garda immediately scatters to try and kite it as best they can, and I think it's just going to be a reset off the back of that.
Always supposed to see the Uber advantage go to wait like this. Took too long getting in here despite a good force. Had to go for second first, of course. Plays a large role and watches one down, but still unfortunate that not much more can come out of this one as well. And the worst part is as well, somewhere along the way at the end of the Uber, the healing went astray. They're not even the like 5% ahead that they should be right now on the Uber. Actually basically tied actually.
Yeah, it's completely equalized, so Garda have squandered for once. For once at least, they've squandered whatever they had as a little bit of advantage there. Crucially for them as well now though, don't have to worry about a sniper, at least for now. Corey's up on the Putus instead while the sentry gets built, and well, it's certainly not going to make it any easier to get anything in, but you don't have to worry about instantly dying if you peek a sideline for the time being, so there is something there. The sentry once more moved forward as well. His point is being held by an iron fist, but finds Sills though on the side. Might open things up a little bit for them as they try to take that sentry down eventually. It's taken a lot of damage. They do eventually clear it out as well, so things open up for a Yawn bomb in deep and just gets onto the point instead. Manages to buy a lot of aggression, but not finding any frags of it at all. They only find Derpy as the only frag. Lots of damage to the seeds, but no cleanup is there to clean it up anymore with 3 players going down, and Garda couldn't quite get the force this time that they wanted to, and might even find themselves in a dire situation themselves if they're not careful. Shappy does find Sills, but will immediately get cleaned up in lobby by SNH instead, and sammakot might be keen to move out. I mean, they did reset the timers. It's not like they can go for the round reset unless they want to waste another 3 minutes on their last, which they could, and at this point it seems like they wanna.
That was like, conceptually there was something there for Garda. Those bombs got close to doing a lot, but fell short because they just ended up shooting different guys, right? They started with the heavy, ended up trying to get the medic out of this because they realized they were close, needed to be one or the other. In the end, it was neither. Very unfortunate start because they got so far in, but if that doesn't work, why get in at all? Sniper from the back gets the Demoman down once again, back to respawn for ALX, and into last maybe for the rest of them. The gun is obviously this big southport here as well, but there you go, the spam catches the engineer. The snipes are coming out in full force, but Jarl with 2 already, just make this look a little bit better for the team in red. Still have you in hand, I think we're just going to use it as soon as we can. Yeah, SNH fought instantly with that Doctor, takes the mark, no need to re-push off a later advantage. You already are in here with Uber advantage. Why wait any longer, get Uber towards point, damage will accumulate enough on the point, people have to block the field alive. Great stuff there by Garda, and that's how quick it can go.
Eventually, the off-class plays work. Yalin finds the crucial shots he needs to, opens things up wonderfully, and Garda take the first round of Metalworks. It was a bit of a struggle. They had to work for it. They had to certainly put in the hours, but eventually they get there. And now that they're up around, maybe, just maybe, that gives them a little bit of momentum, a little bit of confidence headed into the second mid-fight. Obviously, sammakot, if they want to take home more points, I'd much rather have a much easier chance at actually beating Forfeits to the playoffs race next week. They want to come back into this as fast as they can as well. As the mid-fight unfolds, and SNH is going to be the first to fall, with high bombs coming out of Bud and Yawn going deep behind. ALX is going to be the one to fall with the aggression, and the entire team follows, as Corey is the sole survivor of unfathomable levels of Garda aggression. Nobody even left behind besides Juxta to cap the point, and that second is gonna be locked down as quickly as it can as well.
And maybe after the 1-0 taking a little bit, the second one might just fall very quickly right now. Already looking at the last point, seeing what's up, see roughly what the layout will be for the defense ahead of them here. Switch to Sniper just to mix them up, maybe a little bit on the side of Corey, but he was coming, and Garda looked good once he got an early, easy entry last time. Maybe this easy entry will be doing some numbers for them. Looking in from left, it will be Uber around the corner. Don't get sniped, no need to be trapped inside here before this Uber gun down early. Now you just need the damage.
And they're finding it. I mean, they find Corey. That's a crucial target to care of. Seeds takes a lot of damage as well. We'll have to be careful for a while with so much point pressure as well. Unfortunately, everybody on Garda jumps on the point at the same time and just gets mulched by the AoE. Yalin, the only one still in, just dodging and weaving, somehow staying alive, gets onto Seeds, but will not get the damage he needs to. Eventually, a straight pill will kill him as Black tries to chase, gets taken care of, but sammakot find themselves in a nice little hold position with that one. Didn't have to use either. Seeds is still gonna have his Uber, and if they were keener, they could have probably even pushed out. They're taking their sweet time. They coalesced a little bit. They still have that Uber to work with. Worst case, I guess, you push out, but this is actually starting to get a bit dire. They take so long. They finally use through, but SNH gets killed on the flank. Yawn and Juxta suddenly slip through. Black is dead as well, and even if Yawn dies to the fall damage, Juxta's just gonna backgap it. There you go, 2-0.
Yeah, one sign of weakness. They found it immediately with the 2-man flank. Brilliant stuff for Garda, catching up a little bit here as well. Good news for Garda, maybe even better news for fans. We'll have to wait and see, but for now, Garda is keeping their chances very much alive with this.
The insight man, Juxta still feels a little bit of pride for his compatriots. Surely that's what this is going on about here. He's in 2 mumbles simultaneously, making sure that this works out. But Garda take up 2-0 now, up 2 rounds. It's going decently well for them. 20 minutes, well 19 minutes still for sammakot though. To come back into this match, anything is possible. That's plenty of time. We'll see how this mid-fight spells doom for them, or if it may open things up for a little bit of a momentum shift, as Bud is the first to fall. And they seem to be taking a lot more ground very quickly off the back of that as well. The teams haven't changed sides now. They're just on each other's valleys, perhaps, basically. And sammakot having a lot of control of this area. They're really struggling to find their way back into this with Garda. And it might just boil down to an exchange as Garda tries to rotate back out with the point being capped, and it's starting to get a bit dire. Yeah, the Theos is just going to send his Uber forward. Obviously, Seeds has to respond, but is going to be slightly later. will have to maybe flash a little bit less as well, as Yellen just tries to pull his medic around somewhere, who eventually gets left for dead on the floor and killed. However, does it matter if the rest of sammakot immediately get cleaned up as well? 3 players have died. Seeds eventually dies as well. It's only 2 scouts as they try to chase back whatever is opposing them, but gonna be fighting uphill, and it's not looking very good for sammakot to try and stay in this anymore. SNH still being a little keen far forward. There's a bit of backup as well with the soldier from Sylphs coming back in. They eventually just trade him out though, and now it's just Corey left on mid, as Shappy perhaps a little, you know, absent-minded for a second, but doesn't matter. They're still gonna have a nice opportunity to come back into this. Crucially though, Theos took forever to start healing. I just noticed.
Alright, welcome to mid-fight number 2, or is it? I mean, the heals are just, like you said, a little bit faster to arrive to the scene actually for sammakot. Back quick to Venti as well, but Garda, much like sammakot before them, is considering recontesting here as well, and they're finding immediate success as well. The soldier up top doesn't find the kill, Sylphs bomb towards the bank, does not go rewarded either, and instantly Garda just finds their way back in here, baits off the soldiers perfectly, does not take much damage to either of them. Rest of sammakot very careful to contest anything there, they just didn't want to hold close with no Uber hand just yet. Garda took their chance, actually worked out very well for them. They're winning the second mid-fight, I guess, of the round, if you want to call it that. And with that, they're actually back on track exactly where they want to go.
Yeah, trying to get into the second. Ubers are equal though, so it's not going to be as easy for Garda this time around. They have to muscle their way in here a little bit, and Yalin dying early certainly doesn't make things any easier, but he has eaten a little bit of damage as well on that backline. A stray rocket could have done some damage there. Crucially, they managed to shut down Bud though, and Yon was in no position to do anything. Matter of fact, he's even overextended perhaps a little bit alongside Shappy. Have to back off more. Garda just don't have the positions to really, the material really, to work against this push as well as they would like to. Should it come down to an exchange, they have to hope that the respawners will arrive in time, and as the positions get worse and worse, Theos just gets caught up on the catwalk. Will have to use eventually. Seeds finds himself in absolutely no danger to be chased down either. Juxta dies again.
Oh yeah, both scouts overextending actually.
So does Yalin. So it's starting to crumble apart for Garda, and crucially, once more, sammakot hang onto that Uber perfectly easily, putting themselves in a prime position to keep this rolling forward.
Both scouts falling to the same bait. Yalin and Juxta both thought, oh yeah, this is soldier in the lobby hallway, I can win that fight, and then there's just 3 people shooting them forward. Garda did not work out very well, and all of a sudden it's going back in sammakot's favor here as well, who do need bit of a break here, I guess, from Garda's control they had on the map. It certainly was very messy so far, a game in many ways, even with how much last damage we had in some respects, I guess, but even beyond that, Garda just a step ahead right now on the map, not quite as easy a win right now. It feels like, oh no, maybe it will be easy for sammakot still, like it was on map 1. So far, certainly a good start to the last point here, right away, forcing this to go to point. Have to use a lot sooner, but if we can find kills, that's nice. And there's Bud going down as well, uber late from Red, tried desperately to catch anyone, but still maybe a step late here. Double man in close range, but we hit the pipes.
He hits those, and the re-aggression comes through onto the point. Nobody else can really defend. Yon was just out of position, couldn't defend. Shappy just now spawning, couldn't get to that point in time, even feasibly. And the second wave
just got blasted.
Yeah, second wave is all it takes. There you go. 1-2 now. sammakot putting around on the board, saying they're still in this. They're not counted out just yet, and with 14 minutes left, certainly still plenty of opportunities to make that another one. Plenty of opportunities for Garda to catch themselves. A little bit of a stumble, that one. They still put up a, well, hell of a fight, despite losing the round, so anything can go next mid-fight. Once more, is it going to be a 2-parter, or is it going to be a 1-parter this time around? As it looks like Seeds might just die at first immediately. Walks through so much spam early, and ALX, everybody else falls right after. Yon, the only one taken down for the side of Garda. The rest of sammakot have to run away. No chance they can do anything here. Sylphs might be cheeky. Might just catch somebody with his bomb out of alleyway here if he's very, very well timed, but surely they're aware that there might be a soldier hiding somewhere. Yep, they found him already. Bud has got him out of position.
He hits it anyway!
Oh my god, he hits it anyway.
He's too good. He can't be stopped.
He gets away with it. He can't keep getting away with it, man.
What? This was a 2-parter. This wasn't even like one of those 3-hour movies. This was a short film of a mid-fight with a surprise plot twist in the post-credit scene, I guess. All of a sudden, oh, I mean, it's still last, maybe, but it's not quite as bad anymore.
Yeah, big ad to work with, potentially.
Sorry, are both scouts building that?
They're trying to maximize it as best they can. God damn, I mean, more power to them. It doesn't matter. They got a big ad anyway, and it's gonna be on Garda to make their way forward in this somehow. Obviously, sammakot trying to push out themselves. They're still down around. They have to make something happen. They're showing the initiative that Garda didn't show on Gully Wash, as they're trying to move out into second here. Sills slips in behind. A bit of a thorn in the side of Garda now, that soldier behind, and the Uber comes through as well as they try to back out a lobby. Theo's nowhere near his own Uber just yet. Sills does get taken care of at the very least, so he doesn't have to worry about backing into that soldier. And it looks like they kited it phenomenally well, as now Yon is already in and manages to get that kill onto Seeds, so things are looking very fine for Garda all of a sudden.
Very much so. This is exactly what you want to see. Once again, Pushy could make a mistake. Was Cadus right all along, all those years ago? We'll see right now. Not looking good for sammakot on last. There's Zebra coming out really late on the last point. Already have camp time started by that point, and that just means Zebra can deny anyone a chance to block the point. Do still clutch or chappy, but now it's just such a number disadvantage as well. That actually dealing with pretty nicely. Scout towards the point. It's just Jux out of the sun. Hits the shot edge. Just skins the guy on 60. The melee hit will do. We're shooting arrows. It's not enough.
He clutches that one out and makes it 3-1 for his team. That's basically 2 rounds won by Juxta now. If anybody's keeping track, he's single-handedly managed to win 2 of them. Garda once more stumbling a little bit at the tail end of that push. Didn't quite find the focus they needed to. But all it took was a little bit of tension by Juxta, and there you go. 3-1 now. With 11 minutes left on the clock. Still certainly feasible for sammakot to bring back 2 quick ones. They gotta start doing that now. Because Garda's starting to run away with ever so slightly. And unless they find some momentum on the side of sammakot, this could very well be a 3-3 by the end of it. As Chappy's the first to fall, Black gets cleaned up on the other side. Lots of deep aggression by the soldiers out of Garda as well, though. And they're gonna find Derpy on the other side, so it's traded out for demos. Theos is very low, but crucially still alive. Eats a lot of damage and spam, but will manage to escape. And Seeds, in the meantime, didn't quite turn around in time to find Yon dropping right on top of him. So,
well, we'll never get to know what the plan was with the crits once Alex died, but that's just good news for Garda to not have to worry about, I suppose. Theos coming up to the 100 sooner or later here, and that should bode well for them to get back in the mid-fight and keep control of the game. Hard to call it game control in many ways with how chaotic it has been every time we weren't exactly on last maybe, but it's been working out for Garda, making the best of things is maybe just what they're best at.
Perhaps it is. Perhaps chaos is where they revel. They're keeping it up. Sills and Black both taken care of by Bud. He gets the taunt for that one. That's very fair. That was a nice little air shot in there. We didn't catch it on camera, but believe me, chat, there was a nice little air shot in there. Anyway,
this message is brought to you by propaganda.
Bud propaganda. Anyway, he's putting that in the frag. You already know it. Garda, nice position to push forward here as well. Still about 10% up on Seeds. It probably won't be quick enough to catch them without an Uber, but it will be an exchange on this last point, and there's not much of a defense. We'll be out getting so much cap time as well. People are gonna have to jump on a point. It's actually a crits out of the Seeds. I didn't even notice that, but it will laser beam down at least a few players. Crucially, though, Seeds does die anyway. Theos is caught in the enemy spawn door, though, and yeah, it falls apart quite quickly with that.
Not just that, you're dying so late after the whole fight ended, basically in a position that you really have no business even surviving at all.
Ending up at all. Like, how did you get there in the first place? You shouldn't have been there at all. That's no man's land, but somehow we did anyway, and Garda botched the push once more. sammakot keen trying to push out. They have to take the initiative. They have no choice but to try and convert that second, but crucially yet they didn't for Garda, and this might give Garda another chance here, actually, another opportunity to get back into last anyway. Sure, they trade Juxta for Black, but that scout's gonna be up a lot sooner than that soldier will be, and even if the Ubers are slightly apart, they're slightly behind on the side of Theos, it won't matter much. sammakot have to take the initiative to get out somehow. Being down 2 rounds with 9 minutes on the clock. Certainly not the place you want to be on your own last for, but Garda have the opportunity to just slow the pace down now. They are in control, they can slow this down a little bit if they so desire, and just bait out this Uber as best they can. Unfortunately for them, it looks like Theos will get a nice little surf to get out for the time being. Will escape as Derpy gets taken care of as well. Nobody else on Sama will die for the time being. I lied, Corey will die, and Sills will get caught as well, so once more a botched push out. Cadus was right after all. You don't push out a loss. It just crumbles apart completely. Even if Theos gets forced here, it doesn't matter. Everybody on sammakot is dead. Nobody can try to protect that point. Juxta caps it off once more. Make it a 4-1. Garda are in control right now.
Yeah. certainly these last push situations are push out of last situations. They're just making them crumble so easily. Sammakot's getting a little bit dire at this point, certainly justified in many ways, I guess, given the scoreline we were staring down with less than 10 minutes to go. But still, Garda's making it tough here. They started off with shaky the night, let alone the map, I guess, in many ways as well. And certainly the offensive play is working on wonders for Garda now, and not having to be tested a lot on the defense beyond pushes at the last certainly makes the rest of this look all easier.
I'd just like to mention, by the way, that the server reservation ends in 7 minutes, and there's 8 minutes left on the clock. So Garda are very keen on closing this out in regulation time without having to wait for the timer. And they're doing a good job of it. They're doing a they're doing a good job of it. They wipe them on mid. Yeah, they lose steals, but you know, whatever.
I mean, if you got your opponent stuck on last with a minute to go, can they really still win when the server timer runs out anyway? You know, I'm sure admins won't have a meltdown over that.
Yeah, I'm sure they won't be very upset with that or whatever. The logs
The real
won't,
question we should ask ourselves, however, is whose demos are getting requested tonight? Because apparently everyone's spam doing it this season.
And also not managing.
Yeah, also no one's doing it actually, which is extra funny.
Yeah, Garda's already gotten the penalty point for not submitting demos twice.
Another medical as well, that's a big penalty for sammakot as well. They're about to, maybe not lose -1, but certainly get 0 out of the 3 on this map maybe.
Yeah, they're not having a good time. They managed to retake their own second at the very least without all of that, but Seeds going down isn't gonna make it any easier. And hey, they finally found the extend button. Okay, they found it. It looks like we're not gonna get a premature ending to this map. Turns out Garda lost the momentum they wanted. Gotta extend and, well, maybe take it to completion time. Either way, we're pretty much in dead time for sammakot, because I don't think there's a chance they can pick 3 rounds in the next 6 minutes.
In accordance to that, they've decided, okay, well, something drastic has to happen, so we've got to do something drastic. It's just crit quick from out, I guess. Which, I mean, if it has to go quick, that's not the worst idea in concept, I guess. In execution, that is a very different story.
You gotta hit those crit stickies. You gotta make something happen. Maybe switch to a scout if it whiffs. You gotta land them, though. And they're trying to get in. Just get some ground as they're getting spammed out of the door already. Can't really do much. There's an Uber as well on the other side. So, yep, Theo's just right-clicks as soon as he sees those glowing stickies flying towards him. And immediately, crit is just completely and utterly denied as Garda get a nice opportunity to keep it rolling forward. Sure, they lose
pushing right past them. They lost people. They're just still on sack. They're gonna get munched, however, on point if they aren't careful. And we are having no eyes on where anyone is.
As a pincer and a half, and yep, they pay for it. Does it matter? No, of course not. They're just trying to have fun as well with it at this point, but you know, playing with their food a little bit perhaps, as sammakot desperately are trying to get their way through again. Juxta has opted to pick up the knife and the cloak. He will be playing the Frenchman. He's actually LARPing.
One thing's for sure, this was a tale of 2 maps right now, right? This is...
Yeah.
I mean, both the other map finished 4-1, this one's 1-4 right now. Might finish with that score, and even if it doesn't, it's not going to be drastically different at this point with 5 minutes left.
Oh, yep, he gets that.
There it is.
Just like that, just that
These
easily.
maps could not play out any more differently.
It really is crazy how much it has flip-flopped. Maybe Garda really are just struggling on Golden Wash, I guess, this season. It wasn't their map. Maybe sammakot are really dominant on it as well. It's always possible, right? And vice versa.
Look at the sack wave there. They want blood. They are not giving up completely.
They might get a round, actually, off of this. Fair enough, right? But it won't matter.
It's hard to make this matter anymore at this point with this time left. This has to be a round so quickly from here.
And Corey fighting Jux on the point and losing as we speak. Okay, no, he doesn't actually get eventually.
I don't know, man. This is exactly as quick as this round has to be for that remote dance. I was imagining this will take another Uber fight. It's going to be into the 3-minute mark at that point. They have 4.5 minutes left for 2 rounds. That is still within the realm of possibility.
You gotta believe. You gotta have a strong belief here. And if you're Garda,
I mean, we all know.
Don't show up to mid.
All that matters in the end is that you want to win more.
Yeah.
And I see a sammakot team that certainly still wants it right now. 2
rounds in 2 minutes. Still rocking the crits. They gotta move quickly. I suppose it will work. Maybe you can catch.
They're sticking with the crits as well.
With it. Oh, it's gonna be an interesting one. It's gonna be an interesting one how this mid fight evolves. It depends on how the early frags though. Sylv's Really, really quick bomb in behind. Yon just sitting up on the vent instead as Bud gets in behind as well. Seeds gets sent into the air but doesn't die, and they're just finding the frags on the other side. Theo's gets taken care of. Crucially, no heals now for Garda. This is actually looking very doable for sammakot all of a sudden. They are winning this mid-fight.
That's the medical Yawn
sandwiches
sandwiches it. We've seen Juxer do it so many times. This time it's Yarlum saving the day as well. Masterclass by Sif on mid control. Disappears behind, pops up at exactly the right time behind. Shoots up the medic, air shot on that one too. All that to maybe just win the mid fight, but maybe not with the big momentum swing they would really like and need at this rate.
With 4 minutes and 2 rounds, or now 3 minutes and 2 rounds, you cannot afford to have your medic down mid. Even if you end up winning the mid, even if you end up wiping the enemy team, you've just slowed down so much now. You gotta get through effectively 4 more points in the next 3 minutes, so each push has to be done within 45 seconds, or you are absolutely cooked.
Well, in order to have pushes happen in about 40 seconds, they're switching to the gun that will have those pushes ready in that time frame, guaranteed. Quick remains.
Yeah, they're certainly trying. Black slips in, Sylves as well. Managed to get into Theos once more. The medics are just not having a good time at all right now. Unfortunately, that is also true for Seeds, as it just gets cleaned up once more. And it looks like Garda win this fight for the time being. Corey has to do something. The banana is out. He's out and about. He does get a little kill onto Bud. Might manage to chase a little bit more, but one scout won't make that much of a difference at this time, and the time is ticking off. sammakot. If it was feasible before, it certainly is starting to become impossible now, with them not taking this map any closer to a tie, let alone a golden cap.
It was just such a drastically Garda favored early game as well. That is such a huge lead to overcome at this point. And this reckless aggression, I guess you could call it right now, that we're seeing here, is maybe working a bit better, maybe matching the pace Garda brings to the map a little bit more as well, but just so little so late.
I mean, they just slip in, they managed to get a lot of damage to Theos. He will probably die once more. He's certainly cut off from getting out. He won't have an Uber, so yeah, there you go. Again, any other situation, any other time, a beautiful push right now out of sammakot. They managed to effectively wipe the team. You're sure Yalan lives for now, but when she gets cleaned up, the crits were successful. They're going to be on last immediately. But 90 seconds left after this. Not even. With the increased round downtime as well.
I've seen rounds happen in less than a minute 10, so...
It's feasible, but they have to turbo mode this. They cannot afford to have a single stumbling stone if they want to have a chance at still taking the golden cap. I keep being surprised that they managed to find the pace and that Garda manages to, well, lose it a little bit. I guess they've already resigned themselves to winning tonight in this map.
I respect Juxta by checking for the crits quick and spawn. I don't think you need to check anymore at this point. They will be on crit squeak, but you know, I respect the hustle there.
Ideally, you don't even show up to mid if you're Garda. You gotta just live.
You just kill Seeds 40
50 seconds. Yeah, I guess. You just gotta live for 50 seconds. And Derpy going down early certainly helps. Seeds dying as well. It's gonna make it even easier. Even if Theos dies on your side, you have basically secured yourselves that you will not be worrying about a last push now.
Why do you not go to mid and risk something going wrong when you can just go to mid and win instead?
Yeah, it works too.
It's that easy. And you know what? Never doubt for Garda like this to win this map. So the lesson we're learning here, very easy actually.
Yeah, the scoreline is a lot closer than I think the match actually was.
Well, at least, you know, 25 minutes off the map maybe, but...
Yeah.
Oh boy, did they really give it all at the end there.
sammakot certainly stepping up, but I think Garda also just getting a bit complacent, right? Just starting to loosen up a little bit, realizing that they were probably in the clear.
Maybe having a bit too much fun at the end.
Yeah.
That also tends to happen sometimes.
Not worrying about it too much anymore.
And you know what?
Ultimately, they win.
That is a map score now with very funny implications, because that is for the 3-3 scoreline out of this map. The Frenchies on their part have won by now already, I believe 5-1, 3-1 as well. So on that end, a lot of points have been decided today. I think there's still a couple of minutes left actually on SKEDDA PPP. Maybe if we can bully our producer to join it for 5 minutes and just make him work overtime hours. I'm really sure the people want to see a Sultry last time, mate.
Keep looking at that. Just to know the full scoop for tonight couldn't cover personnel. I mean, fair enough, right? You gotta join first. I can't.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, I already mentioned, right, the scoop on this game, on PPP against SKEDDA, is that SKEDDA lost map one, actually. PPP coming out on top, 3-2 on the first map, I believe also Gully Wash. Clutching that one out, I think, fairly last minute too, if I read things correctly on log. So, late clutch for PPP, and right now, finding themselves on a classic Sultry last time, made a map that everyone knows how to play. I'm sure of it.
It's good fun. It's great fun always, obviously. But yeah, looks like. I mean, I don't know what the score is. I haven't joined the server yet. I'm just trying my best. There you go, my game's slow.
We'll see. There's not much time left either. 3 minutes left, so there's a little bit of overtime in this game we have left over from the other one. Might still result in something right here. 2 minutes to go on the round timer even as well, but it's a bit dicey right now. Do mention as well, Vadu was in heavy pause last push or whatever they just did. So a very funky situation. Now we have the pause instead of a minute ago.
All right, this is a Mac pause for sure. This is a Mac pause.
No one has ever paused the game when they were losing. This does not happen. Okay, well, for anyone who's just, confused about the situation here, so we had one game watch just now, of course, just quick summary. It's a 3-3 game. Fairly controlled map for each team in many respects. Obviously, the scorelines look a bit weird with that statement in mind. 4-1, 3-4. Doesn't sound like it was as one-sided, maybe on the second map as well. And I mean, by the end, of course, I guess sammakot very much deserved the rounds they got, even if it was just too late to still get any points out of it. So 3-3 out of that one. The Frenchies have won their game already. They finished first just by a matter of a quick bagel, I guess. Which does leave us in a situation where, I guess, live table update, right? Let's do some math here. I can count to 6, I guess. sammakot +3 at 12. Garda +3 at 15. Now, technically ahead of P.P.Party, but obviously we know they already won the first map here. So they're at P.P.Party also at 17 right now. So everyone in the middle of the table moves up 3 so far behind SKEDDA. SKEDDA themselves so far not going anywhere. 4Fans, however, also meets everyone in the middle at 13. So that... 7 to 4 range is getting mighty crowded right now on a 13 to 18 point range at the moment.
Anybody's game.
That is, if you can count, 13 to 18. That is a number that you can reach from one to the other with 6, which means in the last week, those big wins matter a whole lot actually coming up. Notwithstanding, of course, SKEDDA still winning this one, at which point they can at least get a bit of distance towards 4Fans. And sammakot, I guess.
A little bit better. It is good. Like, I actually need to look. What is SKEDDA's final game next week? That is
good point.
DTR. Okay, so they're getting points next week.
Doable, but I don't know. I mean,
they're certainly struggling right now, evidently, against a team that I don't think most people would have expected them to struggle against as much. And there you go. It's an equalized round. Pepis beats P.P.Party, pick up a second one, make it 2-all. SKEDDA still very much can lose more points here.
It's still doable. There's enough time to lose round before golden cap happens even, actually.
They love their golden caps, though.
And at the end of the day, maybe that's when the pulse happened, who knows.
Yeah, there's a chance here, isn't there, that they like, messed up a mid-fight or something, and that's where this happens,
just
I suppose.
Right? One thing's for sure, I guess they do like the critical here in Cramp tonight.
Yep, we're seeing another one out of Mac this time around, so I suppose perhaps this is where things go awry for SKEDDA, and things really fall apart. I guess we'll see. As perhaps this is Pepis P.P.Party's ticket into playoffs, with next week being a probably harder match for them. This is where they get the points from, and getting any points against SKEDDA is already good. Unfortunate for them though, the mid-fight already going the way, at least a little bit, of SKEDDA for the time being. No scouts left on the side of Pepis, and looks like they're not going to be taking care of anybody else. KN trying to go high, choke manages to catch a little rocket onto Lucas, but won't matter much as Jordy Mayver will catch him, or at the very least, KN will escape just barely, just narrowly with his life. And Mac has a crits ready for this last push. Now there's going to be an Uber on the other side. Eon obviously manages to eventually get that built up as well.
Alright, this is what we see on masterclass on crits good from Lucas, right? Obviously.
Either that or this is
No. This is, we're talking about Lucas Tank, right? Premiership winning veteran, LAN champion of the world, and also whichever country he was in at the time, I guess, Britain, Germany, whatever.
Surely.
What could possibly stop them here?
Nice little high bomb there, but Jordy just to be a bit of a flashback. And there you go. They find it. They find it beautifully surgically. Yeah, they took their sweet time. Eon couldn't quite pop in time either. Didn't see that sticky coming, and this is what SKEDDA needs. Unfortunately for them, they still got to go through the rest of the team. They're not quite in the clear yet. Sure, they got to take care of the medic, but they still got to follow up with something here. Take care of the sentry eventually. There's a sniper now to worry about with Juna picking up the rifle as well. And Nice little shot onto a warp is going to open things up very nicely immediately, so it's not in the clear just yet. SKEDDA is still going to have to fight for it. They're not in the clear. Even after all that, even after getting the frickin' drop, they can't convert it into a push just yet.
Well, this time around, they don't need to snipe the medic, they just need kills anywhere, really. In we go, missed the engineer, and that is the end of the crit screen. No, never mind, we still get the medic anyway, open the window. Last second, unfortunately, the people that need to get those kills die instantly too. So, good luck from here, I guess.
I'm starting to really wonder where this pause comes in at this point. It must be right as this push ended or something like that, or as
I can't because the map ends at that point, right?
Yeah, like
I guess just somewhere before this, just talking out the mid fight maybe, talking out the crit speed push maybe. I don't know.
Yes, then they go to a golden cap. Pepis is gonna take home more points.
Yeah, that's a 4-pointer. Now tied. Well, they would have been tied actually. They have 4 points. They're now at 18. One behind SKEDDA still, because obviously due to how golden caps work, they also got a single one here just now. So SKEDDA don't really much higher the tables anyway. Concerningly enough, I guess that's still technically tieable by sammakot and 4 fans, but I believe they have the winning matchups on both of those, so it's not that big a deal. So that third seed is getting a little bit more cozy due to 2 teams not being able to catch them anymore, I guess. But there's still 2 that can, and one of them can already draw ahead right here, right now.
Yeah, there's certainly a chance for Pepis to put themselves in a slightly better position. You do need to count in, though, that even with SKEDDA not taking home many points tonight, they've got a probably, hopefully for them, easy matchup coming up next week, right?
Yeah, P.P.Party on the other hand has new pants.
Yeah, assuming SKEDDA gets an easy 6 points next week, they are probably still going to be ahead of Pepis anyway. So it's going to boil down to the other teams. They have to stay
ahead of them right now to lose the golden cap. They're behind. They're tied on points, have the head-to-head loss. At that point, you're not ahead anymore, so they can't... I mean, you never want to lose this, of course, but this is one you really don't want to lose.
Certainly.
Because them getting point next week on PvP is tough. You gotta make sure that you're in a position where them getting any is not gonna screw you over.
It's becoming very interesting for this tail end of the season. Who would have thought? Who would have thought we'd be here? That it would be this close in the playoffs race once more. Like 5 teams racing for 2 spots, basically. It's quite surprising.
Certainly, it's tough luck.
SKEDDA, they were in the finals last season, huh? And now they're struggling here.
Yeah, it's been tough. Newpants, of course, coming with a strong roster and full force swinging. I mean, if you look at the roster at the beginning of the season, there was no doubt they were going to be good, but pulling themselves ahead alongside Mandem at the top of the table certainly is still looking very impressive for them here. And the only teams this far ahead right now did, unlike the counterparts, I guess, up top map, lose 2 maps, I suppose, but that's not much at all in the grand scheme of things, I guess. So a 2-horse race right now up top, which, mind you, Chad, you can see more of tomorrow here on Essentials. It's random against New Panther, and since that is only a small little 3-point gap between the 2 top teams as well, a 6-point swing up top the division immediately gets you back to first place.
That is a potential, I would argue, even. Finals preview. It's it would have been a lovely LAN preview if Mandem weren't dodging, but you know, what can you do? I guess it's what can you do? Still, yeah, it's still interesting for anybody, and these teams.
And we all know the only good teams are the ones that won LAN, of course.
Yeah, the LAN wins count much more.
Naturally,
a season win is worth like a 5th of a LAN. Doesn't even matter, honestly. So, I guess we'll see what the strats are going to be for the golden cap as looks like they're getting ready.
I would like to say debating mid-fight, but apparently they also just discussed parkour civilization in the in-game chat a second ago, so I don't know what they're talking about.
And it is figuring out who jumps for the medic, I guess, if anybody in the civilization. As the golden cap is going to be underway, and we're going to see whether SKEDDA manages to salvage 1 extra point out of this match, or whether Pepis put themselves in a better position.
I spy with my little eye.
Later down the line.
Something that starts with... Oh, on both teams, actually.
Menix on the sniper, as well as a little bit of a cheeky heavy play on a Varnu, huh? Okay, this is going to be a very interesting mid-fight. The strats are in full swing, and we will see where the rock, paper, scissors ends up matching. in the situation here. Certainly an interesting idea. You'd think the sniper would have an edge here, but if Varnu can manage to stay out of the sightlines and get closer, that heavy will be a real force to be dealing with. And it looks like, unfortunately, for the side of PPP, it ain't going all that well right now. They've lost 3, Jordy the only one to die on the other side so far. Medic's certainly low, but still alive, and Varnu trying absolutely everything below that point, but eventually you're just gonna get taken care of there. And it's looking like a 1 mid.
You were pretty much on point there, right? If the heavy can stay out the sideline, that's good news to sneak in there, but it takes a while to do that, and in the meantime, someone else has to control the area elsewhere outside that, and they just fell prey to the red team just having much more damage, while the rest of them on blue tried to just play hide and seek for a little bit at the beginning. Work out a better... For SKEDDA, it's not over yet though. This mid fight does not involve any mats dying after all, so they're not going very far from this mid fight.
Yeah, they gotta work for it still. Playing it safe for the golden cap, can't blame PPP at the end of the day. Obviously opting back for the scout role now, as well as Tyram sends himself in, managed to get deep onto Menix, but the sniper pick is all you gotta settle for. It's effectively a scout pick, really. And that's not really what you were looking for. I think with that beautiful fast bomb, as might open things up a little bit now for KN to try and get some ground. Matter of fact, the entirety of PPP actually moving forward, trying to get some more ground on mid here as well. A little bit of damage out to Mac, a little bit of follow-up as well. As KN just slips right in and gets the drop just like that. Force out of Eon on the other side, at the very least a bit of a salvage for SKEDDA, but they gotta hightail it out of there as fast as they can. Because there's some shiny players, shiny angry Pepis players staring them down, retaking that mid that belongs to them.
Certainly, well earned there as well. Clutched that one out just fine. Still have a little bit of Uber advantage to spare. It might not be a lot, but still something to worry about on the side of SKEDDA. They're moving on, trying to get the second early here. Maybe beat out some spawners. A little late for that, but they still have a bit of space to work with early on as well. But the damage, really good there. Warp and half, teaming up, doing incredible damage to the first few people in and just hunting them down. Jordy in the back, and that just cleans up the mess the rest of them put up for him, and all of a sudden it never was close. It's still impressive in a way. Ooh, never mind. It's actually really bad. I was about to say it's really nice how much value they got out of just recontesting later. Had no position to going into this fight, but just very confident they were gonna hit those shots. And they did, I guess, but they missed one of them.
Yeah, KN is just too slippery. Manages to slip through the cracks once more, get onto Mac again, and immediately bring Pepis back into this match. They've got a 25% ad now to work with, trying to get back into mid as well. No shields at all for SKEDDA, so they're already fighting from behind, and even if Tyram dies now, they're still gonna have so much more health to work with on this mid and just so much more presence for the side of Pepis. Traded out for Af on the other side anyway eventually, and so much aggression immediately coming out to Mac again. Once more, KN's got his number right now. Gets that kill once more. No heals for the side of SKEDDA once more. Eon staying a lot safer on the other side. I mean, they're trying their absolute damnedest, but Warp can't really get in, and eventually gets cleaned up as well, and SKEDDA just losing that medic over and over and over again.
And back we are to Kritzpeak, I guess, it turns out.
Oh.
And all it comes down to Kritzpeak tonight, it looks like.
Even building the Sentry on last already, they've relegated themselves to just holding last. I mean, fair enough at this point. You gotta, at this point, with SKEDDA, you didn't really have much presence on second either. So it's gonna be on them to not lose it, and I don't know what a story it would be for Pepis to actually beat ahead, because I did not expect this match to go this way at all. Before we head into anything here, I mean, the fact that we didn't even cover it probably writes volumes, but as it turns out, Pepis are mighty in control right now. The Uber comes out, they do get a lot of cap time right away, but they also lose players as the Uber fades. Menix on the heavy doing a lot of damage on points, staying alive crucially as well. Lucas there to back him up, and they're finding the frags. Eon dangerously low, just about slipping out of lobby. Lucas still on the chase as well. So low that Medic, but he will live. He will live somehow. Wow.
Oh, that's a Premiership veteran and Premiership winner Lucas for you, I guess, right? Somehow that just worked out for him. Fine Tram, he had to breathe on that too, somehow. Clutch stuff, nothing happening from that blue all these bombs as well. Lucas wants a bit more damage, just scares him into choke. And there you go, all of a sudden, they clutch that one out. Good stuff between the Heavy and the Demo and on last to hold this one together to tail end, and we'll see how far this can go. The Kritzpeak is ready. If there are any targets inside, the Soldier is sneaking forward already. Jordy does not live very long, but also no one's really here. They're still popping anyway.
Just eager, very eager with their crits, but they're not going to find any targets for it at all, and it's just going to be a wasted one. Now Eon has his own Uber on the other side, and Pepis are coming back with it immediately to take as much ground as they can. The Knight at mid-cap from ever converting and Medics even being overextended means there's a ticket right back to last for SKEDDA. They're gonna have to go right back to it. Go back to where they started from. A bit of momentum, it didn't really swing for them. And maybe there's an opportunity for Mac to fix the config of the server as well. Because, you know,
that should not be over 15 minutes right now.
Yeah, I think they're struggling a little bit with chaos right now as the Uber comes in for Pepis, and it may not really matter at the end of the day anyway. Another round gets lots of damage, lots of cap time, but it won't matter. It won't matter. SKEDDA kited wonderfully again. It's Kane and Eon alive on the other side, and that Soul Soldier certainly had max number for a while, but will get denied by Lucas this time around. And probably not get away with too much. He does trade out for Jordy at the end. But that's always got to settle for.
Oh, Eon is lucky to live as well. Was late to leave there. Was close, but not quite in time to seconds. So could not quite catch up there in the end. The crit streak once again, ready to go. But this time around, you'd hope it finds a target on the midpoint.
Yeah, they got to work through the Soldier first term. Just try and slow them down ever so slightly. Eon getting close to an Uber again as well. The longer they take with these crits, the fewer things it will accomplish. And they're very passive on the side of Pepis as well. They're probably aware of this threat coming their way now. They know how much Mac likes running those crits, and they've definitely seen him do it this round alone already, so they're careful with it. They gotta play it right. Now they have their own Ubers, so worst case, as long as you right-click in time, nobody's gonna have to fall to that crit streak. Unfortunately for them as well, if Lucas finds the exact angle, like it's CSGO or something, then suddenly your medic is dead. So I mean, you gotta be careful.
It's not that hard to believe. It happened twice already.
Yeah, it's possible. I wouldn't doubt it. This man is a professional after all. And it looks like they're certainly trying to set something up here, trying to get the angles going, trying to see if he can sneak it in there in any capacity. As Pepis woefully aware of what may befall them very soon. They're ready for it. They're certainly expecting it. They're not trying to be too far forward just yet. It's a scary one. It's a scary one if you're Pepis here. You don't wanna risk it too much, but at the end of the day, it is a golden cap. You gotta eventually do something, right? It's rough.
Here's the move they're gonna make here, like you said. It's terrifying. You know the crit streak's coming. You don't really want to use it if it's too early. But you kind of have to make a move here at some point. And there we go, Can down as well. It's all they're risking just yet, but I guess it just kind of reinforces maybe Garda's chance. Oh, Garda, I say. SKEDDA's chance to get in here just now a little bit easier. And that's it. Okay. There we go. That's gonna do it.
Yeah, the crits gets popped off, but the Uber's out as well. Oh, Juno gets caught off the beam. Wasn't quite connected with it in time. Worst case scenario, I guess, for the crits, you did find a frag, and even if you know the post fight is
that's all they need.
You're gonna get a quicker turn taken care of as well. Gak definitely caught out of position. It's suddenly falling apart. Eon timed out as well. Oh no. They didn't even pause. Is this where the pause happened? I guess they just GG it. Whatever.
I mean, that's you can't believe for yourself.
Doesn't matter. It would have made a difference.
3v1. Well, one of the three somebody can win that.
Yeah.
Against the 6, but I mean, I would be very real with you. Athletes can punish it all they want. I think we all know who would have won that fight.
Yeah,
that was just Medics and Av absolutely eating them alive on second. That was 5v5 on second. They just ran in there like they want to place.
Wowie. Okay. The other game's over, so we're finally done with the triple header tonight and trying to cover as much of it as possible.
And what did we learn tonight? Well, table's funny. SKEDDA at 20 now, I guess, right? Golden cap win. Pepis on 4 plus 4, so 18. Garda at 15. And sammakot and 4 fans at 12 and 13 each. So despite a lot changing, really not much has actually. 4 fans ahead of sammakot now, and certainly it's getting closer in points down there, but everyone's still more or less where they started. Just the margin for error for next week is very small for everyone involved.
Yeah, look, if we want to preview it, right? Surely SKEDDA have a decently easy ticket into playoffs now. They probably don't have to worry about it anymore unless they just eat it completely against DTR. Another off week or something like that. So they should be pretty fine. Pepis, are going up against New Panzer next week. So they're fighting hell, basically.
And they need points out of that too.
Yeah,
so
they
bad.
do.
They have 18 right now. Garda is 3 behind them.
So if Garda takes home any points against, to be fair, Mandem,
which is also not good news.
Which is not very likely, but it is feasible, I suppose.
Which
it
does
happen.
introduce the possibility that 4 Fence gets 6, the top 2 don't choke, and somehow, despite not even bothering to show up week 5, they're making playoffs.
You know what's funny about that? I think that is actually the realistic outcome for this as well.
All they have to do is beat sammakot, which, I mean, clearly it won't be easy. We've seen how much Garda struggled with them tonight, but it's very much possible and certainly a lot more doable than the other 2 matchups up top, resulting in the big upsets as well. However, for sammakot at the meantime as well, there is nothing on the line. They are able to exactly, get 18, I believe, right? Which would tie them with PPP, but would that matter looking at the matchups? Oh, it does actually. Ooh,
Yeah,
I thought it was the other way around actually.
sammakot would win.
Never mind. Okay, so 4 Fence against sammakot, actually the match of all time next week.
That is the one that matters next week. Yeah, basically either team needs full 6 points to make playoffs.
Anything less is just game over instantly for them.
Yeah, and
Map 1 is the golden cap. They can just go home.
Isn't it like if both teams tie, neither makes playoffs?
If anyone drops any points, if that game's a golden cap, it's just GG.
I think, yeah. If I think any map goes to a golden cap, neither team can make playoffs. 4 Fence have to shake their habits. That's crazy.
And it's only exactly GG in a case of golden cap, because 4 Fence didn't show up exactly against the team that it would be in the table position that they would be able to tie up with a golden cap win at best.
Yeah, that's
it's
really funny.
Just all sorts of funny in hindsight.
Oh, it's chaos, pure chaos. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're looking into the future.
And
we're looking
in the meantime, here there's 2 teams still playing this week who don't have to worry about any of that garbage. They're sitting in first and second. They are more or less confirmed in their table positions as well after tonight as well. Short of the worst 2 weeks for New Panzer ahead of them, maybe. Other than that, they should be clear here. It's Mandem against New Panzer coming up tomorrow, so I hope we'll see you there, Chad.
Yeah, that's all there is to it. And then the showdown next week, the one that matters, before we look at the different realities that haven't occurred yet. We'll see you then, I suppose.